All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Haloyam, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book of the Bible. All right, so let's get into some news, all right, because so much is going on in the world right now. All right, things are about to get real crazy out here. All right, things are getting real hectic out here, man. All right, it's about to get wild out here. For real, for real. And this is what everything the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord have been prophesying for years and years and years and years and decades. Okay? And when I say the true prophets of the Lord, the first and foremost, the Israelites of Great Millstone and the ones that teach in like manner, because those are the ones that have 100% truth of the Bible. All right? World War III is getting ready to pop off. All right, we're ready in World War III. It just hasn't been officially declared yet as World War III. The whole world is at war right now. You understand? All right, the Lord is bringing very great tensions, very, very, very great tensions between these nations of this earth. All right, because the Lord's determination is to gather these nations. All right, that he could assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them the fire of his jealousy. All right, the Lord said that all of the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. And that's going to happen in this third world war when these nuclear missiles rain upon this earth. All right, and I'm bringing to you World War III news to you right now. All right, so let's get into it. All right, and this is coming from today. All right, this is today, January, all right, 14th, 2026. All right, U.S. military intervention in Iran may begin within 24 hours. All right, this is World War III news. All right, World War III is biblical prophecy. All right. The true prophets and who are the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord? The Israelites that are out on the highways and hedges. First and foremost, the Israelites of Great Millstone and the ones that teach in like manner. They have been prophesying World War III for decades. Some prophets been prophets for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. All right. Nevertheless, they still been prophesying this third world war coming upon this earth and America being destroyed in this third world war. All right, because Iran, the U.S., all right, Israel, Russia play a very great part in biblical prophecy. All of these nations do. All right, NATO and the EU play all great part in biblical prophecy. It's all written in the scriptures. Okay. U.S. military intervention in Iran may begin within 24 hours. All right. But what did Iran say? All right. This is what Iran said coming from Reuters. This is the same day today. All right. January 14, 2026. Iran warns of retaliation if Trump strikes U.S. If Trump strikes, U.S. draws some personnel from bases. Yeah, because they getting ready to attack Iran. All right, going back to this article right here, coming from the Jerusalem Post, U.S. military intervention in Iran may begin within 24 hours. Yeah, right, because they're getting ready to attack Iran. That's why they drawing troops out. All right, U.S. draws some personnel from bases because they're getting ready to attack Iran. But Iran said warns of retaliation if Trump strikes, man. All right, and these two nations play a very great part in biblical prophecy. These two nations are written in the scriptures. Iran is written as Persia, all right, and Iran is also written as the Carmanians. America is written as Babylon all throughout the Bible in like 12 different chapters, more than that, you know? So things about to get real hectic out here, all right? It says right here, all right, exclusive. This is breaking news, man. All this news is today, all right? It says exclusive. U.S. withdrawing some troops from key Middle East bases as precaution. Yeah, because they're getting ready to strike Iran, bro. Once again. All right, so let's read a few of these articles first, all right? All right, and what do the scriptures say? That Iran is going to come through like the wild boars in the wood, and with great power shall they come. That's Second Ezra's the 15th chapter. All right, Second Ezra the 15th chapter, starting from the 28th verse all the way down to the last verse. That whole chapter talking about World War III. All right. So let's see what's going on. This is from the Jerusalem Post, 24 hours. European officials say, all right, an unnamed Israeli official also said it appeared Trump had decided to intervene, though the scope and timing remained unclear. All right, and he also wants to attack Greenland. All right, that's also about to pop off. See, what's funny is that it's really not Trump that's doing it. He's getting these orders from on high, from the elites, from the Rothschilds. All right, because a nation can't attack another nation unless it's given the go-ahead from the green light from the Rothschilds. All right, all wars are bankers' wars. You understand? Okay. All right. It says, let's read. It says, U.S. military intervention in Iran could come in the next 24 hours. Two European officials said on Wednesday evening, which is today. All right. It says an unnamed Israeli official also said it appeared U.S. President Donald Trump had decided to intervene, though the scope and timing remain unclear. The United States is withdrawing some personnel from key bases in the region as a precaution amid heightened regional tensions. Yep, the Lord is creating these tensions between these nations. All right, because it's the Lord's will. It's written in prophecy. It's the Lord's will to bring on this third world war, so these nations can destroy themselves, swallow themselves with nuclear destruction. And the Lord is doing that for us. When I say us, I'm talking about the Israelites, the true Israelites. Okay? The so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man. The Lord is making these nations go to war with themselves just so they could destroy themselves. So he could bring them down low and raise us up to be kings and gods and rulers of this planet Earth. Once again, he's also doing it because of all the hell and misery and pain and suffering, all the oppression and enslavement all these nations have done to the true Israelites throughout the course of history. All right? Going all the way back to the time of Judges, during the time of Joshua. Yeah, the time of Judges. All right, when these nations had us in captivity. You know, the Moabites, the Ammonites had us in captivity. Right? Going all the way back then, when we entered into the Holy Land, right? It says, let's keep reading. It says, the disclosure follows remarks by a senior Iranian official, All right, the disclosure follows remarks by a senior Iranian official who told Reuters earlier on Wednesday that Tehran had warned neighbors hosting U.S. troops that it would hit American bases if Washington strikes. Woo! So things is about to get real retarded out here, bro. Things about to get real stupid. All right? The disclosure follows remarks by a senior Iranian official who told Reuters earlier on Wednesday that Tehran had warned neighbors hosting U.S. troops that it would hit American bases if Washington strikes. All right, the scriptures say that the Carmanians are going to come through like the wild boars in the wood, and with great power shall they come. All right, and they shall waste and they shall waste the land of the Assyrians. Talking about the Iranians coming with the Russians to destroy America. Because Russia is who? Iran's allies, right? It says Britain is also withdrawing some personnel from an air base in Qatar ahead of possible strikes by the United States. All right, the iNews paper reported on Wednesday mirroring the U.S. All right. It says Polish citizens should leave Iran immediately. All right, the Polish foreign minister said on Wednesday. All right, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs urges the immediate departure from Iran and advises against all travel to this country. All right, Italy has also appealed to its citizens to leave Iran due to the country's security situation, the foreign ministry said in a statement on Wednesday. All right, it says there are around 600 Italians in Iran, most of them in Tehran area. It added, this comes less than 24 hours after the U.S. urges its citizens to leave Iran and advise them to consider departing by land to Turkey or Armenia, according to a notice released on Tuesday by the U.S. Virtual Embassy in Tehran. All right, it says U.S. citizens should leave Iran now, consider departing Iran by land to Turkey or Armenia if safe to do so. All right, the notice said. All right, because they're about to attack. All right, but but Iran said this, man. All right, it says Iran warns of retaliation if Trump strikes. All right, they're going to strike U.S. bases if the U.S. strikes Iran. All right, it says, this is the summary of the article. It says all the signals are that a U.S. attack is imminent. All right, imminent. Okay, imminent. All right, Western military officials say. So, bro, it's about to pop off. All right, we about to see where this is going to lead to. All right, Trump says he believes the crackdown on protesters is easing. All right, it says U.S. withdrawing some personnel from bases in Middle East. You read that. All right, Israeli assessment sees U.S. intervening, timing and scoping unclear. All right, Iranian security apparatus remains in control. All right. The United States is withdrawing some personnel from bases in the Middle East, a U.S. official said on Wednesday. All right, after see that fake ass excuse, of why they're going to attack Iran. They just need some weak ass excuse to be, to have a reason to go into Iran and attack. All right, because it's really the elites that's doing this, that's creating these wars, because there's money in wars. All wars is bankers' wars, and it's all prophecy. All right. So it says, where was I? It says, after a senior Iranian official said Tehran had warned neighbors it would hit American bases if Washington strikes. So it's going to be a war, bro, a war. All right, with Iran's leadership trying to quell the worst domestic unrest the Islamic Republic has ever faced. Yeah, that's also prophecy, uproars of the people. All right, that's 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, when they shall see uproars of the people in the world. All right, it says Tehran is seeking to deter U.S. President Donald Trump's repeated threats to intervene on behalf of anti-government protesters. You see, weak ass reason to attack Iran, right? It says a U.S. official speaking on condition of anonymity, all right, said the United States was pulling some personnel from key bases in the region as a precaution given heightened regional tensions. It says all the signals, excuse me, it says all the signals are that a U.S. attack is imminent, meaning it's getting ready to happen any moment. All right, but that is also, bro. There's so much. Wait till I got these other videos, this other news I'm about to bring to you. All the signals are that the U.S. attack is imminent, but that it also, but is also how this administration behaves to keep everyone on their toes. Unpredictability is part of the strategy, a Western military official told Reuters later on Wednesday. At the White House, however, Trump suggested he was adopting a wait-and-see posture toward the crisis. Trump told reporters that he has been told that killings in the Iranian regime crackdown on the protests were subsiding, all right, and that he believes there is currently no plan for large-scale executions, all right. See, man, all right, asked who told him that the killings had stopped, Trump described them as very important sources on the other side. All right, the president did not rule out potential U.S. military action, saying, all right, we are going to watch what the process is, before noting that his administration had received a very good statement from Iran. All right. Two European officials said U.S. military interventions could come in the next 24 hours. An Israeli official also said appeared Trump had decided to intervene, though the scope and timing remained unclear. All right. So things about to pop off, bro. All right. We've been telling you, man. All right. See, you people don't even know this is going. Most of the people in the world don't even know this is going on and happening, man. All right, Qatar said drawdowns from its Al Udeid air base, the biggest U.S. base in the Middle East, were being undertaken in response to current regional tensions. All right, 3 diplomats said some personnel had been told to leave the base, though there were no immediate signs of large numbers of troops being bussed out to a soccer stadium and shopping mall as took place hours before as Iranian missile strike last year. All right. Britain was also withdrawing some personnel from an air base in Qatar ahead of possible U.S. strikes. Then iPaper News reported, all right, the British Defense Ministry had no immediate comment. All right. So you can see what's going on, man. All right. Right, Iran asked regional states to prevent a U.S. attack. Trump has openly threatened to intervene in Iran for days without giving specifics. In an interview with CBS News on Tuesday, he vowed very strong action if Iran executes protesters. He also, like, you see, they just gotta, all right. He also urged Iranians, all right, to keep protesting and take over institutions, declaring help is on the way. All right, the senior Iranian official speaks on condition of anonymity, all right, said Tehran had asked U.S. allies in the region to prevent Washington from attacking Iran. All right, so you see what's going on, man. All right, you see what's happening, you see what's popping off. All right, just to bring you this news to let you know what's happening, what's going on, so you're not living under a rock. We living in those times, all right, that Yahweh Shai spoke about. All you, bro, literally there's not a day goes by, all right, where you don't hear about wars and rumors of wars. Earthquakes happening daily, hundreds of earthquakes, thousands of earthquakes happening weekly. You know? Yahweh Shai getting ready to crack that sky. Bro, we living, bro, I just, oh man, bro, you know, we live in the last seconds All right, and you two-thirds Israelites have no freaking fear, man, of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, like the fools you are. All right, you should be shaking and trembling at the word of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, you people, just, you niggas is out here trying. You Negroes still talking about my mixtape about to drop. Simple ass niggas, you, man. Not hearkening unto the true prophets and the servants of the Lord. Just continuing about your business like the 2/3 y'all are, man. That's it, man. You know, just to let you know what's happening, what's going on, man. So you know what time we're living in, man. Watching. All right? So you know what's up. All right? So you could come back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai and stop playing. All right? So with that being said, you know, call Haloyam, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Quitash. All right? On to the next one. Shalom, shalom.